Good afternoon, graduates of Plano East Senior High School class of 2023. Today is a special day for each and every person present in this room. Cultures from the dawn of time have established rites of passage for young people venturing from the familiar to the unfamiliar. Whether it's a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, a quinceañera, a Sweet 16, or a Native American vision quest. These rites of passage have celebrated not just an event for a young person, but the trajectory and hope of what they're moving towards. 17 years ago, I was 17 years old. I sat right where you all sit today in the class of 2006's rite of passage, our own high school graduation ceremony. It was a jarring experience for me to be in a stadium filled with faces I didn't know. It's hard not just to feel like a statistic when your graduating high school class is over 1,600 people. I moved from Toronto, Ontario, Canada in middle school, and I moved from a school where I knew every student's name from kindergarten to 8th grade, to Texas, where high schools are the size of a small village. The rites of passages I mentioned earlier are intended, I feel, to be spent with those close to us, who know us better than anyone else out there. But at my high school graduation, I was lumped into the hundreds of students whose last name began with A and was instructed to fall in line and tell your family not to cheer longer than 3 to 4 seconds when your name is called. My wife's graduating class, on the other hand, had only 51 students graduate, and she describes her high school graduation as being intimate, communal, and warm. I would describe my high school graduation experience as being efficient, nameless, and streamlined. The irony is, my and our high school graduations are spot-on rites of passage into American culture. A culture that values efficiency, productivity, and orderliness. I didn't know it at the time, but I was being taught a harsh lesson. Life makes its demands on you, but you can choose how you respond to it. In fact, if there's one piece of advice I'd like to give you, it's this. Get used to saying, I didn't know it at the time. Many of life's lessons are hidden in the fabric of what is familiar to us. If the world tells me, hey, you, go sit with those hundreds of other students whose names begin with A, I can still fall in line with all of them, but I can still see the uniqueness of each and every one around me. Throughout your life, you're going to meet people whose main goals are efficiency and effectiveness. So much so that they may not even care to know your name. They may even tell you to fall in line and keep your mouth shut. They too may have been initiated into their own Western culture's rite of passage, like many of you and I in this room. But there's a group of people in my life whose interactions are not marked by efficiency and namelessness. That would be my family. It's often difficult to make plans with my family, and nothing is streamlined. We talk too long, argue about random things, and know each other too well to really let anything slide. In a world where being nameless can help with making things more efficient, I want to ask, what is it that we all want? I would venture to guess that we all long to be known and loved, not just by our immediate family, but by those around us as well. Following high school graduation, many of you are going to be moving away from your families, the ones who know you the best, and surrounding yourself with others who, just like you, might be longing for someone to know their name. Now, the cool thing about rites of passage is you get to make your own path as you walk away from the familiar into the unknown. I challenge each of you to be inefficient as you get to know the people around you and engage in the slow work of relationship building and connection. The truth is, many of your best friends in this room were based on proximity. You found yourselves in the same neighborhood, same schools, same classrooms, and same social groups, and the friendships just blossomed. After high school, friendships become complicated and inefficient. Becoming an adult is complicated. College is complicated, but it's also good because growing up is good. My hope is that your entire lives would be marked by the words shared by my wife about her high school graduation. a life marked by intimacy, community, and warmth. If you're going to remember anything from this speech, I encourage you to be inefficient in the way that you treat others. A wise teacher once said, "If anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles." Now, where's the efficiency in that? How is that streamlined? But I've also heard that the wise teacher who said those words was a very warm, communal, and intimate teacher. Be that kind of friend. Be that kind of leader. Be that kind of high school graduate. So to you, class of 2023, I say congratulations and be inefficient.